Hi folks, so today we're going to be in the classroom. I want to look at editing and showing you how I've edited one of my favourite shots of the year. Now last week I was down in Simmons Yacht and you probably remember me literally jumping around like a little schoolgirl because I was so happy about the light, and we got that fog and we got the sunrise and all the stars aligned, and we managed to get a really epic sunrise. I got a few nice shots that morning. So what I'm going to do is talk you through one of my favourite photos, show you the process that I go through to edit it, and I've already edited it, so I'm going to try and edit it as close to, I'm going to edit it from memory and use the same technique that I used first time around. So let's jump in. So as you can see, I've made a collection here, and first of all I'm going to highlight them all, and just to go back a step, I can click on the first one, and if you want to select more than one that's like one photo or more away from it, hold shift, hit that furthest away picture, and they'll all be highlighted. Now we'll go up to photo, we'll go to photo merge, and press HDR. Now it should show me a little preview now, and when it does, all you need to do is just simply press merge. Now this is probably teaching you to suck eggs for those of you that already do this, but this is how you do it. I used to really hate HDR, but now I've really come around to it because it has got a lot more subtle than it used to be. I used to think, and I mean those of you who watch Kai from Digital Rev, everyone watches Kai, don't they? And he once said that HDR is like vomit on a computer screen. But that was back about 5 years ago when everybody was doing the painterly and the weird vivid colours, and that was just no. But now when you do a bracketed shot, you notice everyone calls it bracketing now, not HDR, because it sounds cooler. It's still HDR. It's just a high dynamic range, or a higher dynamic range than your camera could achieve with one photo. So what I've done here is taken 3 exposures, bang, 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 one after the next on continuous shooting. We've got one at 1/40th of a second, one at 1/10th, and one at a 20th in the middle. And it gives us a combined image of this. Now when we go into the actual HDR raw photo, it already shows us the shadows have gone up a bit and the highlights have gone down. So we've already had a little bit of editing to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is nothing to do with the highlights or shadows. It is actually, I'm just going to double click that. No, I can't remember what it was, but I will be lifting the shadows anyway. Is go on to spot removal, visualize spots, and I'm going to get rid of some of them spots because I know, and I know some of you at home will be saying, clean your bloody sensor. I know that there's spots on my sensor, and there is on my vlogging camera too. So I am aware of it. I just haven't got round to actually cleaning it. So, right, so that's the spots taken care of. Now, what first thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to just lower them shadows because I don't want this to be too blown out. So I want to retain a bit of shadow detail. And let's take that contrast a bit. So let's go up to about plus 30. That's quite a high. Remember, this is a very high key photograph. Lots of highlights in this photograph. So it's all about the shadow detail really. So then next thing I'm going to do, I want to just play with the colours. So let's see what happens when we take the orange and the reds up. We haven't really got a lot of red in the photo, so we'll just take it up a touch. Orange will probably move considerably, yeah. Okay, so let's take that quite far up, but not too much. So let's go to about 30. And same with the yellow. A lot of yellow in this scene. So let's go to, again, let's push that a little bit further. Let's go to about 35. It's a bit much. Let's go 32. Even that's a bit strong. Let's come down a bit to about 20. Cool. Green, there's not a lot of green in this scene, so and as you know, I hate green. I hate the colour green. I don't have a lot against it. It's just when it comes to photographing the colour green, it always seems to get the chop. So let's bring the greens down, and let's see if what we can do with the blues. Now, blue, no, we don't want any blue in this scene. So again, let's get rid of the blues. Purple, what have we got? Any purple? Got any purple going on? No, purple's a bit useless in this scene. A magenta might give us a little bit on the fog, maybe. Yes, at the top. No, I don't think we need any magenta, so that's fine. And we'll take all the sharpening out for now. Now I'll add a bit of sharpening actually, and just by hitting Alt, we can see exactly what we're sharpening. So because there's so much fog and so much highlighted areas, not a lot of it is actually being sharpened. So, because there's so much fog, you don't really want a sharp image anyway. So, you know, I wouldn't go overboard on the sharpening with a foggy scene. Now, I love a vignette. If you didn't know me by now, then I put a vignette on everything. I love vignettes because what it does, it just really draws the eye to the centre of the picture. And for me, the whole point of this scene are the evergreens, the pines in the sort of mid-ground of this shot. I think it's for me, it's saying that the fog is about to engulf that forest. So that is, for me, the most important bit. So that looks quite cool, I think. Right, so now what I'm going to do is add a grad filter. So I'm just going to drop that down, and we're just going to drop the exposure. Not too much though. Let's go down to about -40, no, about -20 actually. Okay, and what happens if we take the clarity out? No, let's just push the clarity just slightly, because there's those trees. In fact, I'm just going to drop this down a touch. I actually quite like what the clarity does to the trees in the middle, in the sort of upper middle ground. So that looks quite cool, I think. And yeah, I'm not going to touch the saturation, the vibrance just yet. So I'm going to do something a little bit sort of crazy as well. I'm going to add another graduated filter, but from the left, and I'm going to blow out completely the right hand side of the photograph. So I'm going to make it look like it's completely heavenly and there's just some sort of divine light coming in from that side, because we've lost a lot of detail anyway, so we might as well, you know, blow the rest of it out. So we can do that by upping the exposure, and I think that looks quite cool. Good. Right, now something else that's grabbing my eye are these sheepies down the bottom. So let's grab a radial filter and let's grab them. Like a little spotlight. And let's just add some clarity just on them sheep, just so it draws the eye to them. Oh, hang on, we need to invert that mask. That looks better, that looks cool. So it doesn't look any, you know, it doesn't really punch up the saturation or anything, or, I mean, if anything, it seems to enhance the shadows. Apparently clarity enhances mid-tone shadows, or mid-tone contrast, which is, for me, basically saying it makes things a little bit darker. So that's what it seems to do. It does make it maybe a little bit harsh, but because there are patches of fog, I think we can get away with that. And one other thing I'm going to do is just throw a lasso, just throw a loop over those green trees, and we're just going to put some clarity into them. Again, I need to invert the mask. And because they're evergreen, they're quite dark in colour, and we can go with the sharpness as well. So I think that looks quite good. That looks good. Now that, to me, is looking really nice. So if I hit the backslash key, look at where we've come from. It's only subtle adjustments. Think of it more like post-processing than editing, and you'll be onto a win. I mean, we've got rid of them spots straight away. I can see that spot in the middle of the screen, that's gone. And we've obviously enhanced the exposure on the right-hand side. And that's not lying either, because the sun was coming from that side. And that's pretty much a finished image to me. And the last thing I'm going to do is, actually before I do call this a finished image, is just enhance the vibrance and reduce that saturation, which seems to be a bit of a habit of mine that I absolutely love doing. Yeah, that looks really nice. And I'm actually just going to put another grad filter in from the bottom of the screen, and I might just reduce that exposure a little bit, because the sheep, because of their white fleeces, they really naturally contrast with that green field in the foreground. So, there we have it. That's quite cool. That might be even better than the original version that I did. Yeah, I really like that. Sometimes with photography, it's all about subtlety, and it's not always about using the sharpness and the clarity slider just to over claritize, if that's a word. To me it's about subtlety, and especially when you've got the best element of them all, which is fog. We can get away with using a cute little smoothed image. Is that right? The opposite to clarity is smooth, yeah. So a smooth image. So there we go. So easy. So a couple of things I need to talk to you about. Now I know some of you are going to be thinking, oh, he's swinging on his chair again. I hate it when he does that. Sorry about that. So tomorrow I'm going to the Caribbean. So by the time you're watching this, I'll be probably on my 7th or my 8th pina colada. And it's probably only going to be about 11 o'clock in the morning. But that's what I do when I'm on holiday. So I'm going to try and keep a vlog. I was umming and ahhing about whether to vlog at all. And I'm going to, because I think I'm going to take some... I'm hoping to challenge myself to do some good stuff. I want to get some postcard images because I'm not going all that way to the Caribbean to not take a picture of a beach. I want to try and get some arty stuff, so I want to try and get some long exposure stuff if I have time or if I can do that. And I also want to take some portraits. That's something I never do. I only ever do actors' portraits or portraits of couples at weddings, that sort of thing. So that'll be a nice challenge for me, and I think the Caribbean I should be able to get some cool portraits. I think, who knows, anyway. So gear-wise, this is where I am coming up a cropper, because first of all, a couple of things. My Gorilla Pod broke, and that's useless now. So, brilliant. So I've got no Gorilla Pod. I am using a Smart Tree, or however you say that word, selfie stick, but it's a reinforced one. It's really quite strong. It's actually Laura's, and she's letting me borrow it for the holiday. So I'm going to be taking that with me. I'm debating to not take the big DSLR. That's where I'm at. But if I do, then I'm going to take it. Also I'm going to be taking the A6000, which I'm vlogging on, which I'm absolutely loving at the moment, by the way. And more for video, obviously, because I love the slow-mo stuff. And I think in really good light, which I'm hoping it will be, I'm not going to be at ISO 100 all day. And yeah, it's going to be just beautiful light I'm really hoping for. And yeah, I think I will take the DSLR, but I might not be using it all that much. You won't see me now for another 10 days. You won't see me until a week on Monday, when I'm going to have some Caribbean content for you. Or some Caribbean content. That's not Caribbean. I don't know what that was. Content. I don't know what accent that was. You do a Caribbean accent? Biakan man. It's a biakan. So we're going to have some Caribbean content for you, which is going to be really good. And I haven't packed.
You need to pack.
I need to pack, yeah, because it's like 9 o'clock the night before. Yeah, I'm going to pack now, I promise. Okay, right, so I really do have to go, because I can see myself getting told off. Right, see you soon, guys. Hopefully next time I see you, I'll have a tan. Probably not, no. Probably be burnt. Right, like, comment, subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends, folks. Hopefully it'll illuminate the foreground as well, so that could be the pièce de résistance. But you didn't know I could speak German, did you? Someone's lolling this morning.
Yeah.
Our kid is lolling. Das our kid. Ooh la la kid.